Forever Young Radio. I am Raleigh Culp on my own today. This is Live Forever Young Radio. Welcome, everybody. We were actually on our own today because Bob is actually having his neurobiofeedback session. So he gave me some notes. He wanted me to tell you this. So today, Bob is at the Brain Train Centers in St. Pete, Florida, and he's actually having his brain mapped with neurobiofeedback today. So, something that Bob went through that many people might not know, but he said it was okay if I told you about, is that when he was 17 years old, he was in a car accident and suffered a traumatic brain injury. Luckily, they didn't have to amputate a leg, which was a possibility. But on top of that, he was able to make a pretty decent recovery. But as we've kind of talked about before, those type of injuries and traumatic things carry throughout your whole life. Not only the physical aspects, but the PTSD, the concussions, all those things, they tend to stay with you. So one of the things that we've talked about on other podcasts is neurobiofeedback and its ability to help heal specifically traumatic brain injuries. And so for the last 11 weeks or so, for the last 11 weeks or so, Bob has been undergoing neurobiofeedback sessions at the Brain Train Center here in St. Pete, Florida. And on the next show, he wanted to go over and talk with everybody about the process that he went through, as well as the progress and changes that it's been making. So we look forward to that. And because we were talking about that, it made me think about the products that we have that are not always talked about for brain health, but are really good for them. And one that came to my mind was olive leaf extract. Olive leaf extract actually has some really good, among other benefits, it has some really good neuroprotective benefits. So what it really does is it's very powerful antioxidant because of an ingredient in it called olaprine. And it helps support neuroprotective functions because of its ability to lower inflammation. We've talked about on a lot of different podcasts how inflammation is something that really affects our health overall. It leads to cancer. It leads to lots of chronic diseases, diabetes. The list goes on and on and on. I don't really have to go over it. There's plenty of podcasts we've done on inflammation. If you just go to boomerboost.com and you search the word inflammation, you'll see tons of pods and podcasts and blogs we've done. So if you want to get kind of an education on that, check it out. But some of the things that olive leaf extract helps with is because, like I mentioned, of a ingredient or a natural compound called oleoprene. And some of those benefits are immune system support and antiviral effects. So when we were all worried about coming into contact with viruses, and every day we're exposed to things like cold, flus, all these things, it actually can really help to boost your immune system. So especially during the cold and flu season, which we're kind of coming to the end of it now, but especially during the cold and flu season, olive leaf extract is really, really great to take. Also, if you start to feel like a cold coming on, if you do increase your olive leaf extract intake, it can help to speed along the process. Another thing it really is helpful with is blood pressure and healthy blood pressure and cholesterol support. One of the things I want to say right about this, though, is it's so good at helping with blood pressure that if you're already taking something for it, you definitely want to talk to your doctor before you take olive leaf extract, because it could actually make your blood pressure go too low if you're actually taking it in coordination with medication. So that was one of the things I wanted to make sure we talk about, because it's good to take, but if you're on something to help regulate blood pressure, you definitely want to talk to your doctor before you decide to add olive leaf extract in to what you're taking. Another thing it's really helpful with is blood sugar support. So people with diabetes, type 1 or type 2, because they have so much extra sugar in the blood, what ends up happening is that sugar glycates and turns into glycotoxins when it hits the proteins. And so because this happens, it causes inflammation at the same time. And inflammation is what burns your body up, like we talk about. And a good way to help reduce that is by taking a powerful antioxidant. So people who have chronic inflammation, people with diabetes, people with arthritis, be careful though. Some of the arthritis that you have is autoimmune disorder. So by taking this, also people with autoimmune disorders want to be careful with taking olive leaf extract because it can increase your immune system function. So if your immune system isn't working properly, it could make an issue with an autoimmune disorder worse. So you want to talk to your doctor about that as well. It has very good cardio protective effects on your cardiovascular system. Again, it helps with the blood pressure. So at the same time, it helps increase the flow of blood. It's, again, a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. So if you're really interested in lowering your rate of inflammation, you can use this in coordination with other powerful antioxidants. And again, like I said, it supports no protective functions, which is what we were talking about when, you have things like car accidents. If you play sports, with a lot of contact sports, actually 99% of ex-NFL players have CTE. Wrestling, soccer, believe it or not, there's a lot of concussions in soccer. So if you are someone who plays a sport and you have a chance of getting a brain injury, use olive leaf extract. It'll help support and reduce inflammation. Now, we talked about the compound that does this is oleoprene. Oleoprene's ability to reduce inflammation is really the focus of what's in the olive leaf. And some diets that actually benefit from olive leaf and oleoprene is one that we all know is the Mediterranean diet. It has a lot of olive oils in it and a lot of things, a lot of oil from olives in it and olives themselves. And that type of diet tends to have a lower inflammatory response from the body. So by keeping your inflammation lower, you will age slower and you'll be healthier in general. So that's why you see a lot of people who stick or maintain that type of a diet. You'll see that they have a lower inflammation point. One way, I wasn't thinking about this, but one way that you can measure your inflammation is with a C-reactive protein test. It's a test that you can have your doctor give you, or you can get from somewhere like Life Extensions. But if you do have that want to have that looked at, it's called your C-reactive protein. It gives you a measure of the inflammation in your body. Many people who have chronic diseases and diabetes and things like that are going to have a high number, and you want to have that number as low as possible because by making that number lower, you're going to age slower. The lower, the slower. It's easy to remember. Other things I wanted to go over with you guys, not much, but the one main thing I want to, pretty much the one main thing I want to drive home is that despite the benefits of oleoprene, considerations about effects in certain individuals should not be neglected. So this is my disclaimer. Again, if you have an autoimmune disorder, if you have a blood pressure issue and you're already on medication, this is something that you want to talk to your doctor about. You always want to do that and let your doctor know what supplements you're taking, because some of the things that they might be giving you medication-wise might counteract, or they might make your taking supplements can sometimes make your medications work better, as in the case with olive leaf extract. It might make your blood pressure too low. So it's always important to go over that stuff. So I just wanted to mention that one more time. But yeah, that's it. Just a real quick show today to let you guys know a little bit about where Bob was at and how he's doing and what's going on with the benefits of olive leaf. So thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next show.